This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime.
Hello and welcome to the Property Show. We bring you the latest developments in the real estate sector and also the best property picks in your budget, in your chosen markets. And to help us do this, we have Nemunisa Khan, Head Research and Consultancy South Lysis Forest with us. Welcome to the show, Nemun. But before Nemun answers any of your questions, let's take a look at the headlines. 3 years after the launch of affordable housing policy in Haryana, the segment gains momentum in the state. A ground report for you. Homes in crore plus budget in Gurugraam's golf course extension. Plotted developments from locally reputed developers in Mohali under 45 lakhs. Properties in prime micro markets of Mumbai in a 2 crore budget. Housing projects in Pune that fit every budget starting at 50 lakhs and going up to 1 crore. Affordable homes in Bangalore. And finally, in our beautiful homes segment this week, we take you inside fashion designer Mandira Works house. Four years after Haryana launched its affordable housing policy, the real estate landscape in the state has changed as this housing segment gained a lot of momentum. Gurugram, once a destination for mostly high-end and mid-segment homes, has now a healthy supply of under-construction affordable homes too. Oinita Moja takes stock of the progress made so far in the affordable segment in Gurugram.
Gurugram has always been known as the place for the rich and the loaded. With a price tag of anything upwards of 80 lakh rupees for just a 2-bedroom flat of about 1,000 square feet, this property destination has always been out of reach for the mid-income group people. But now things are changing. Thanks to the affordable housing policy, one can now buy a flat of about 400 to 600 square feet for just 14 to 24 lakh rupees. The segment is expected to get a further boost as the Haryana government is looking at exempting stamp duties.
We would like to work on any such suggestion which goes in the way of reducing the cost of providing low-cost housing to the common man. So I'll definitely explore the possibility of any reduction in the stamp duty on affordable housing.
On offer are about 50,000 affordable housing units from reputed names such as Tulip Infratech, Signature Global, Adani Realty, Pivotal, Supertech and Raheja developers. These projects are coming up in sectors 70 to 115 of Gurugram.
ये हमारे 756 यूनिट्स हैं और इसके अंदर में होम बायर को सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज ये है कि ये 50 स्क्वायर मीटर से कम में इसमें कोई सर्विस टैक्स नहीं देना पड़ता। दूसरा सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज है कि जो कंस्ट्रक्शन क्वालिटी इज़ वेरी गुड, क्योंकि ये पूरा माई वन शटरिंग के ऊपर में है, 100% आरसीसी है। तो आप ये देखिए कि फ्यूचर में आपको कोई सीपेज की या किसी भी तरह की प्लास्टर पील ऑफ हो जाता है, इस तरह की कोई समस्या इसमें आने वाली नहीं है। तो आपको इतने लो कॉस्ट के अंदर में और आपको हर फैसिलिटी मिल रही है।
There are however few issues that needs government's attention so that the buyers get a much better deal.
पार्किंग का प्रोविज़न नहीं है, स्कूटर पार्किंग दी है इन्होंने। और जबकि आज जितने भी हमारे बायर्स हैं सब लोगों की कंप्लेंट आ रही है कि इसके अंदर कवर्ड पार्किंग होना चाहिए था या एक पार्किंग होना चाहिए था। तो अगर हम पार्किंग बनाते हैं तो उसकी कॉस्ट करीब 3.5 लाख रुपए के आसपास आती है, जो डेवलपर को कॉस्ट पड़ती है। 375 स्क्वायर फीट के अंदर एक पार्किंग सेंक्शन होती है। और अगर खाली स्ट्रक्चर की बात करें तो उसका स्ट्रक्चर कॉस्ट 1000 रुपीज़ पर स्क्वायर फुट के हिसाब से 3,75,000 रुपये कॉस्ट आती है। तो मुझे लगता है कि इसमें मैंडेटरी होना चाहिए कि एक पार्किंग हो और चाहे बेशक कॉस्ट थोड़ी सी बढ़ जाए।
The government's decision to enhance interest subsidy from LIG and EWS categories to mid-income group is expected to give the necessary push for affordable housing and also help the government achieve its goal of housing for all by 2022. In New Delhi, Oinita Moja, NDTV.
It's time now to answer your questions, and our first caller is on air with us. We have Tarvinder Singh right now with us. Go ahead, Tarvinder, ask your question.
Hi, Anjali. I'm actually looking for a 3 BHK or a 4 BHK for my personal use.
Okay.
My minimum requirement is around at least 2,000 square feet.
Okay.
And my budget is around 1.5 crore. I have shortlisted few projects. One is Bestek Park View Spa in Sector 67. One is Emerald Hills in Sector 65. And also, I would like to know what is the, for Sector 39, what is the growth chances in future?
Okay,
in terms of the land.
Tarvinder, when you sent us the mail, you had mentioned M3M and Paras. And of course, you had mentioned the Sector 39. So, it takes a lot of research and then only we answer your questions over here. So, we are sorry, but we'll have to stick with your first, the earlier preferences. So, Nemun, what do you say? Because he's changed his preferences right now, but I'm sure that you'll give some extra recommendations also.
Certainly, Anjali. The areas that he's speaking about, they basically fall on the Golf Course Extension Road and Sona Road. So if you look at the data points here, the average price point around Golf Course Road is around 11,600 rupees per square foot. Appreciation wise, it has not been very exorbitant. It has been on the negative side because of a lot of inventory overhang in this market. But I would say, as it is also a Golf Course Extension Road, that the name literally suggests, a lot of demand which is not being sufficed by the golf course because of the high price point is trickling to the Golf Course Extension Road. So due to that sprawl happening in this location is definitely going to see an upside move once the market sentiments are improved and the overhang is also balanced with the kind of sales velocity that the area should maintain. So I would say if you're comparing that with Sona Road, on the other hand, I think Sona Road is around 7,600 rupees per square foot. And again, on Sona Road, you'll see the appreciation has also been slightly negative in the past years with a huge amount of inventory overhang. The same goes for the Sona Road itself. It has huge potential, but in the current situation, there is an oversupply situation. So for both these locations, I would say, whether you go for Sona Road or for Golf Course Extension, keep yourself in the long-term horizon of minimum 7 to 8 years if you're investing in this location. Coming to the projects, I would say the ones that you had picked, Sector 39 is, I think, would stand the first in terms of location. But I think the project that you had mentioned, which is a cooperative group housing project. So in that project, you probably may not get all the modern amenities and power backup, or and the specifications are not that high end. So if you're willing to overlook that part, then I think Sector 39 should be your first consideration. Else, if you want something with good amenities, then you can look at Sector 67, which is the project that you had suggested, M3M Merlin. We would rank it as 2, as the location is itself very luxury. Although the project, I think, had some delay issues, but right now the project is already ready to move in, and a lot of international brands are also associated with the project. So I think we will rank it as number 2. And then finally, we would rank Paras Irene as number 3. Fundamentally, there is nothing wrong with the project, but relatively the location is slightly inferior when compared to M3M Merlin, because some civic infrastructure issues are still there in this area. So relatively we would rank it number 3. So I think this would be a choice of ranking for the projects that you had suggested.
And you also have some recommendation there, Nemun?
Further, I think we can also recommend him another project by Skyon, by the developer Erio. It's in Sector 60 itself, and this is also a luxury project. It is partially complete, and some of the project will get completed by the end of 2017 as well.
Okay, so she's suggesting Erio Skyon there for you. So in case the 2 options that you had selected are not looking so good to you, you can go for her recommendation as well. Let's go ahead and take our next question, which has been sent to us as an email by Sumit Sharma. He wants to buy a plot of land, maybe around 200 square yards, near Chandigarh. Now he's okay with either Mohali, Kharad or New Chandigarh area. So first and foremost, Nemun, you have to select the area for him.
Certainly, Anjali. Looking at all the choices that he has, I think Mohali would be the appropriate market for him. Although if you look at New Chandigarh market, the area was also known as Mulanpur. I think this area also has a lot of plot projects, but I would say it is priced slightly higher than what it should be. In the sense, the average price out of this region is around 25,000 to 28,000 per square yard, which is around 2,600 to 2,700 rupees per square foot. But I would say this is slightly speculative because of good brand names like DLF and OMX, in the vicinity. The pricing out here is slightly aggressive. Relatively, when you look at Mohali market, there are strong fundamentals to the market, and it is also priced slightly lower. So I think that would be more appropriate. You can look at the Kharur Banur Road. The average price out here for the plots is around 2,235 rupees per square foot, and the annualized returns in the plot market has been around 1.5%. So I would say that you should definitely consider the Mohali Kharur Banur Road area. And coming to the projects that we've selected for you, considering all the social infrastructure around it, I think RKM City in sector 112 would be a good option. They have some plots which are ready to move in, which is around 16,000 to 20,000 per square yard. Whereas if you go for a plot with a possession timeline of around 1 year, the price is even lower, around 13,000 rupees per square yard. And then further you can look at Gillico Valley also. This falls in sector 115. And then there is also Mohali Hills by MR. This is falling in sector 99, 105, 108, the entire stretch. And in fact, this is a huge township. More than 1,000 possessions of flats plots are already given here. And many people have also started constructing the flats. So all these three suggestions that we are giving are very livable in nature. So I think these might, be a good option for you.
Nemun has already given you the prices for RKM City plots, which was her first recommendation, and the other option that she is suggesting, we will quickly take a look at that as well after RKM City. The second option is Gilco Valley plots, and the price that you will have to pay for per square foot here, depending on the sector, actually changes. But going by the standard rate, it would be around 2,111 to 2,777 rupees per square foot. Now, the third option that she is suggesting is Mohali Hills, and the price that you'll have to pay here is also ranging from 2,000 to 2,444 rupees per square foot. So these are the three options that you have where you can invest your money. Now, before we move on, we would just like to remind you that in case you're planning to buy any property, do email us your queries at property@ndtv.com. But please don't forget to leave your full name and contact number so that our team can get in touch with you. Let's go ahead and take our next caller on air. We have Siddharth Modh with us. Siddharth, where do you want to buy a home?
Yeah, actually, I'm looking a property in Pune.
Okay.
In a Datta Mandir Road, Wakad area, okay?
Okay.
So what I have selected in the property is apostrophe next. It's by Kasturi Builders. So I want to know the favorable price for this, and are there any other options which is equivalent to this?
Absolutely. So Wakad is the area that he has shortlisted for himself, and he's already looked at a project also. Now, Nemun, what do you think about Wakad as a place to live in and also as investment, and also this project?
Well, Wakad, I think, is a very decent area. It is in PCMC location, and its proximity to Hinjawadi is one of its USPs. And a lot of people that actually work in Hinjawadi IT Park, they rent out or they are living in this Wakad area. So in terms of social infrastructure, this is well established. Its connectivity from the highway is also pretty decent. And if you look at the average price out here, it's 5,600 rupees per square foot. It's a mid-segment market. The annualized returns also of Wakad are also decent. It's around 4% in the last 3 years. And if you look at the project which Siddharth has selected, apostrophe next, I would say that it's the quality developer. He's completed a lot of projects in the past, and the project is also amidst good infrastructure. And in terms of pricing, I think he's slightly high because they are in the initial stages of construction. So I would say that if you need to negotiate a little bit on this project. Fundamentally, there's nothing wrong with the project. Go ahead with it, but try and negotiate the price to around 6,000 to 6,200 rupees per square foot. I think that kind of a discount should be available in the market. And further, we would give some more options for you which are almost equivalent to this project. You can look at Westwood Estates. This is a price around the same price point and around 6,000 rupees per square foot, and this is towards the Chhatrapati Chowk. The location advantages are the same. And you can also look at Millennium Acropolis. Now this project will be priced slightly lower because it is further north of the highway towards Indra International School. So location wise it is slightly inferior compared to what you had suggested, but the price point is pretty reasonable. So have a look at the project and see if it works for you.
So as you can see, Nemun is pretty price sensitive, and that's why she's given you some more options which might prove to be cheaper for you. Take a look at them. First is Westwood Estates, and the price that you'll have to pay over here is 6,000 rupees per square foot. Now this is above the weighted average price, but still lower than your own choice. The other option that she's recommending is Millennium Acropolis. The price that you'll have to pay is 5,350 rupees per square foot. Now this is even lower than the weighted average price, which Nemun explained why. And in case you opt for a 3 BHK flat, you'll get the unit size of 1,249 square feet. Now let's go ahead and take our next caller on air. We have Divyesh with us right now. Divyesh, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. The question is that I'm looking for a 3 BHK, and there is a property in Mumbai, Malad, known from a name Bhumi Celestia. Okay. Now the thing is that project was a few years back in some legal dispute, because of which the construction was stopped for some reason. And off late, from previous 2 years, the construction is in full swing. Now the thing is that there are 3 towers that they have planned to build in, and it is a luxury project. Mm-hmm. Now I'm not sure whether I should be actually, going ahead with the constructed property, okay, and go ahead with that particular purchase.
Okay. So we can understand your confusion now, Nemun. Before he puts in his money, he needs clarity over it, because obviously he doesn't want to put his money in something that gets stuck further. So what do you say about this particular project and also about that area as such?
Well, area-wise, it is it's pretty decent. Malad West, is in close proximity to the Infinity Mall, the In-Orbit Mall, the Koregaon Sports Club, or it's a completely established location. It's a developed location, and the average price out here is also around 13,500 rupees per square foot. In fact, even Mindspace is very close to Malad, and because of which a lot of IT dominant population is residing in this area, which brought a lot of retail also around this area. So I think in terms of location selection, he's chosen a very decent location. And if you look at the appreciation of this location, it's been around 6% at this price point, which is it's absolutely fantastic. So I will definitely give you a go ahead for this location. And coming to the project that you had said is shortlisted by the name of Bhumi Celestia, you're right, it was stuck in some issues, and right now it is free of the legal problems, and the construction is also in full swing, and the developer has promised the construction will get over by mid 2019. So I think looking at the pace of construction, they may meet the deadline that they have promised. So you can go ahead with this project. The other project that you had suggested, which is the Bharat Optimus project, it is also a quality development. But I would say location wise, Bhumi Celestia is a better project, and the price point is again lower than Optima. So I think you should definitely prefer that project. And coming to your predicament, whether you should invest in a project which is in the initial stage of construction, and if you have a doubt, then we have suggested one more project for you by the name of Mayfair Legends. Now it is priced slightly higher than Bhumi, but this is on the external stages of construction, and this will most likely get completed by this year itself. So if you want something which is nearing completion, then I think this will be a better option for you.
Yes. So if you take a look at the price that that's there for Mayfair Legends, it's just 17,000 rupees per square foot, which is a little over Bhumi Celestia, but still lower than Bharat Optimus. So there you get something in between, and in case you're buying a home there, the unit size you get is 1400 square feet. It's time for a short break now. When we come back, we get you homes in the range of 60 to 65 lakhs in Bangalore.